Good evening, video blog number 2 at the end of day number 2, which has been a usual acclimatization day. Nice and warm today here, I don't know, 26 something degrees, quite humid. There was a threat of rain this morning, but it never materialized, so long may that continue, because rain in Kenya is usually quite a challenge. So today's been about getting up to speed with what the chaps who've been doing for the last week. As you can see in the background, I'm at our service location, which is in this amazing tree-lined camp in the middle of the golf resort, which is it's a great place to be. I can't tell you how nice it is to have shade, to have peace, to have no traffic, very secure. So yeah, the day's been spent walking around here, checking, looking, finding out and establishing really a job list going forward for the next few days, and on every day from now on we have an influx of people arriving, and a few little bits of pieces of equipment still to come. We've got some tyres that are currently trapped in customs, and we're having the usual games as to try and get them out sensibly and cost effectively. So they'll be with us in the next few days, I hope. Talking of tyres, that's one of our biggest challenges. We'll carry approximately 350 with us on the event, and a new dimension this year for the first time is we're going to carry mud tyres. It's great to have choice, but it does give us a major logistical headache, because you need to have the right tyres on the right rims for the right cars in the right place at the right time. So a lot of thought has gone into that today, and many more hours will be put into that over the coming days, and as we work out how we're going to carry them. So the other thing I did today, which was rather nice, is I drove 2 of the cars on a shakedown. We have a small stage locally. We have the access to good roads, maybe half an hour away. So initially I will drive all of the cars for a couple of laps just to settle them into Kenya, and check that there's no noises, bangs, anything untoward. I've shaken down every single car before it gets loaded, so I'm pretty confident they'll be fine. But you do tend to find the odd little thing, and that's why I do it before the clients get into them when they arrive. But it's absolute pleasure to drive them in these environments. You drive wonderful roads with lots of challenges, and even in the 3-kilometre loop I used this morning, there's big ruts, there's some rough, there's some jumps, there's some mud holes, all the real Kenyan stuff. So yeah, that's probably the highlight of my day. Probably 20 k's in Porsche rally cars going through Kenya, and that's why we're here. So tomorrow, as I say, a couple of new guys arriving. The container will be fully functioning by tomorrow. The container is what we carry a lot of our stuff in, so we'll spend some time reconfiguring that and getting everything in the right place in the right time. And of course more service vehicles will arrive, and every time they come we start to load them. But another glorious day. So we'll fill in some more info tomorrow as it comes, but for now at least, that's day 2 finished, and off to have a swim actually, and cool off.